I'll be back in one moment. Sorry about that, everyone. I think something's happening. Okay, I might have a severe thunderstorm coming in soon, so I'm going to make this very quick. So the next step for anybody who wants to make films in Unreal Engine, the last live stream I was talking about project setup. I went through a couple of things. Now we're going to go into it. I'll be actually showing you guys set design. So it's just an introductory course. So here in the content folder, I made a new folder called sets. So basically, they're known as levels in the Unreal Engine, but I just think of them as sets. That's why I kind of labeled them as it is. You can call it levels. But we're going to right click and select level. And what I'm going to do is just rename it. And then I'm going to save it, because you need to save these things. Or you can actually go File, New Level, and it gives you an overall view. There's open world, empty, open world, basic, and empty level. Personally, I like to do empty level. That's just me. So that's how I work with it. So when we open it up, we have nothing but kind of a blank canvas to work off of. Now, there's a couple of, so where do we begin? There's a couple of things I do recommend. One is just kind of an idea, and this is more for, just as an obvious example, the United States. For anyone in the US, I'm going to be thinking in terms of metric. So think of this as simply 1 meter. So think of this as like centimeters. So this is 1 meter here. And this here is the snapping tool. So it will snap to at least a meter. This here is basically a difference between world and local. And then, controls how objects snap to surfaces. And then finally, you have something like this, which controls the angle. It snaps by angle, scale. And then finally, there's something called camera speed. So if I adjust this, you can notice how it's really close, back and forth. But if I do here to like 8, it's kind of all over the place. So let's just do maybe 1 for now, and then we can adjust it. So if I use this and go to basic, or sorry, shapes, and then if we put like a basic cube down here, we go to details, and then finally this is your location, rotation, and scale. So this is your transform tool. Static, stationary, movable. So keep in mind, anything static to stationary. Static, if you have an object that moves in the sequencer, you're probably going to need to change it to movable. So keep that in mind here. So this is where your mesh and then your material is going to be. You can simulate physics under here. So the details panel will give you quite a lot of, just kind of shows you what you can do. A lot of changes, but most of the time you're not really going to pay attention to a whole lot of this unless you really need to. But for now, we'll just kind of keep it up here. So we have this. Let's just set it as 0, 0, and 0. So now it's at the origin point. Now let's actually get started on a couple of things. Number one is I'll probably go to a couple of sites. that's recommended. So you're wondering where you're going to get content for the Unreal for your project or anything like that. Obviously, the first one here, we'll just go here to the Unreal Marketplace. So you'll find, and this is something I do recommend if anybody is learning Unreal Engine and they want to start making films with it. Learn how to build a set. That's always the first thing I will tell people. Just build a set. Get into kind of a feeling of working with the Unreal Engine. There's a lot you can do. There's a lot of free sets here. Like they always do a free for the month. Go and download it. Go build a set. You know, and not only that, but there's mega scans. You can look here for free. There's pretty much a lot of options for you to work with. Let's see. Let's look up collection, the permanent free. You can just go and download a whole bunch of this and just find out what it does. You can look at this. You know, this is a pretty good thing to work with. This Downtown West. And not only that, but you can also migrate it to your project. You can go back and forth. You know, there's a whole lot you can work with. You know, 3D sites, Turbo Squid, some one you can do. But if you're looking for like a pretty decent site called Polyhaven, so Polyhaven is pretty good. So you can look at these. It's originally for Blender, but it works pretty well. Another one is Polygon. So Polygon here is a site, pretty good site. They do have paid plans, but there's always something. I kind of use this for like interior design. So we can actually download one of these free ones and try it out. So I'll show you here how to properly download this. So let's go here. We have we have a pretty decent little thing. We also have ORM, which is really nice. We're going to look into that one. Yeah, ORM, normal. Yeah, let's actually download that. And actually, so let's show you how to properly import something in. Okay. What's it called? Brick wall reclaimed. Okay. Maybe occlusion. For now, I'm just going to import everything here. Okay, so I have, here you go. I'm actually going to import a couple of things. Occlusion, roughness, and metallic, that's ORM. We have base color, and you know, I'm actually going to just import these three into the Unreal Engine, and I'll show you what to do. Let's have a look. I think this is pretty good. And then we'll import a prop too, so this will help you. So let's go to content. Actually, I'm going to make a new folder called materials. And then finally, I'm going to call this brick wall reclaim. There we go. And then finally, I'm going to right click. And this is a new material. So we're going to right click, add it, call it brick wall reclaim. And there we go. So I'm going to double click. And then the first thing I'm going to do is click on what's called two-sided. So it's going to appear on both sides normal. So it's pretty useful. So if you ever bring in a model and one of them's invisible from one side, and you completely see through, and you want it to, you want the material to show up, you just click on two-sided. Now keep in mind, it might take some memory, so keep that in mind. So we have this here, and the first thing I'm going to do is just import the base color. I'm probably going to do ORM, normal, maybe displacement, we'll see. Maybe. Find out. So we have base color. And now there's something I want to do. You go to sRGB and you uncheck that for stuff like this, for displacement, and then the normals should be under like normal map, so that's good. And then for anything with ORM or anything like that, you just want to click on that, and then you uncheck this sRGB, which is going to kind of split everything. I can't really properly explain it, but you want to do that. You just want to make sure any ORM files, anything like specular or any gloss, roughness, uncheck that. It's going to turn it into a linear color. So if we go here, drag your ORM file. So the way I think about this, RGB. So it's split into RGB, occlusion, roughness, and metallic. So occlusion is going to be the R. Roughness is going to be green, and metallic is going to be, and you can even see some of the outlines here, because we actually turned off the static lighting, you can actually see an ambient occlusion here. So right here, that's good. So let's put that through here. And finally we have our normal. Now you're starting to see it take shape. Finally we'll import our base color in. And there we go. Got ourselves a brick wall. So now that is done. The first thing I'm going to do is add a shape in a plane. So I wonder, I'm actually kind of curious on this polygon asset. It's 2.5 by 2.5. That's the physical size. Okay, so this is, so if we look here, this is 1 meter. 1 meter. So what I want to do is scale it to 2.5. 2.5 by 2.5 by 2.5. So it's actually, I'm going to go through a lighting procedure. So quick on lights, I'll go through it much further. Directional light is outdoor. Point and spot are pretty useful, mostly for indoor scenes, and rectangular lights is like a box light. But for now, I'll just put a directional light. Probably put that at 45 degrees. Lux is going to be a 5. Let's just do 5500 because it closely resembles daylight. What are they? So if we just apply the material, and there you go. And that's something to work with. Now we can add displacement, but I want to make sure there's a couple things when it comes to displacement. One, you want to have something pretty subdivided. To get that, Actually, I really haven't played around with too much with the tessellation, so maybe I'll cover that later. But for now, you know, it's pretty decent. Yeah, I would do something with a lot more subdivision. So you can just, yeah, it also tiles up pretty decently. One thing I would say is, like, yeah, we can easily have like a displaced map here. I wonder, let's try that. I just don't think it's going to work with this. I don't know how well it's going to work. It's either pixel depth offset or world position. Yeah, something's a little weird. Don't really deal with displacement too much, to be honest with you. Yeah, we'll have to look into it much later. It's probably just because of the, you know, how simple. I'll look into it. I don't deal with it too much, but probably would be, but that's another story. Actually, let me check something. Hmm. So let's see. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe I'll just change this here and mess around. I don't know. Let's actually change that to, let's see. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna deviate and try to adjust your model size. You know, a lot of that stuff from Mega Scans is kind of pretty close to scale, so I would just do the measure tool. So just think of this as a meter and just kind of compare it. Right now, I'm just kind of playing around. Actually, this thing, yeah, I might just deviate here and just screw around and just experiment here. Let's actually talk about. I want to see about Yuli tessellation. Might as well. So yeah, important here. Port all, sure. Some people are not gonna be happy about this, but whatever. Actually, yeah, let me go see. Hmm. Ah, you have a displacement. Okay, okie dokie. So this is really interesting. Yes, we do. Hey, things got really interesting. Okay, we're okay. Hang on. Hmm. I don't know. Screw it. We're deviating. I want to actually. Oh, you little. Uh-oh. Oh boy, we got ourselves a little bit of trouble here. Little sneaky little bastards. Okay. Don't just. Yeah, this is just. We're now. We're entering a mess around and see if it destroys the freaking computer. Find out kind of stage. There we go. I may have to actually go and fix that. Sure. Oh, you little. Oh, okay. Let's find something out here. Yeah, messing around. We're just. I don't know if it's going to work, but screw it. Yeah, basically what I'm doing is protruding the bricks outward, so I'm just want to find out how to do it. So I'm kind of going through back and forth between tutorials. This is. Alright, let's see. Let's see what they're doing. Yeah, I won't call this. I'm just going to call it messing around. This isn't really an official tutorial. This is just a new E5. Just mess around. Yeah, I'm officially calling this messing around. So I'm just kind of looking around some tutorials or something on like wherever they posted on articles here. Because they implemented tessellation in 5.3 here, so. This is something in 5.3. I didn't really pay attention to it, but now I'm just like, yeah, screw it, might as well. So I'm kind of going through a bunch of stuff here. Meantime, all right. Exactly. So let's actually go to subdivide. And we should actually see something called displacement. Good. No displacement. No, why is that turned off? Hmm. 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 And I over. Okay, slightly better. Sort of see it, it just want to look into this a little bit more. See a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. If we look here. Shit. Yeah, it would be RGB. Your displacement's the blue. Yeah, should I just take the mega scans thing and just try it out? Yeah, it's pretty easy. Just do this here. Like that, but you gotta turn that on because see, what was that called? No, it's occlusion, roughness. So ambient occlusion, yeah, roughness, and then finally your displacement map. Enable it. I have what? 50? Okay. Map. That's the problem. I'm just trying to think, is there any settings? I'm missing something. Oh, there we go. There we are. Now we're on to something. There we go. Now we got something here. Jesus. Well, somewhat. Gotta fix some of the bugs, but okay. let's see about these things here. We'll get rid of them. Yeah, occlusion roughness metallic. Let's see. Go 10. Definitely a fallback error. I don't know what's causing it, but it's a console command that will fix it. I just don't remember off the top of my head. What was it? There we go. Yeah, so just remember, yeah, I just gotta remember that. So yeah, just this is the console command I was using. Called yeah, this is kind of like this stuff's a little crazy. I'm just experimenting, so just looking at like what people are posting in the forums and seeing what I can come up with. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's try it with this one here. We have this one here with the here, and finally we're gonna go here. We'll do a magnitude like 25.5 here. I'll just duplicate this. See if we can replicate the same results. Come on. Okay. And let's just make sure. Yep, still getting the same. Getting pretty good. Alright, that's not bad at all. And can I replicate this? Yes, I can. Well, there's going to be a little bit of a, like a little crease. That's okay. That's kind of interesting, like how it does, how we can actually get pretty good tessellation out of it. So yeah, you can see a little bit more detail here. Yeah, this that. I don't know how it's going to do in the terms of depth and everything, but still. Yeah, this wouldn't even count as a tutorial. This is just me messing around. This is pretty much what I do. Like before I find something out, I kind of search and research and whatever. Like I go through a bunch of these forums here. So eventually I find out, and then I get a rough idea, and then I start screwing around until I find it. Guess. So I wonder how does this do? This will do in terms of yeah, you can actually see some. That's not bad at all. Like I said, can add some interesting stuff here. Huh. Yeah, let's see. So how does this work with corrugated metal? I definitely have something here. All right, so there's a couple of things. This is just based off of an old iclone thing. Yeah, I did this with like with the mesh with subdivided. That way you get a lot more detail when you work with displacement maps. I always find like a single mesh, I don't think it's going to work out very well, but if you have something with that's subdivided, you can get pretty good results. Here, let's see, just basically going back what I'm learning. You have to enable. You're gonna have to enable. You're gonna have to enable something here. So you go to default engine in your project files, and then you want to actually copy paste this into your project. So right here. So if we go here, you go to your Unreal project. You go under configuration files. So your project might, whatever your project is called, configuration, default engine should be here, and then you copy paste it under script engine.renderer settings, or you can actually do it in console command. When you have that done and you want to make your materials, if you go to, let's just use our polygon material. So it's going to open up the displacement. So this is where you're going to put your displacement map down here. And then when you open up your mesh, your subdivided mesh that I posted, you're going to have to enable nanite support. and then finally kind of change the displacement map to be where it is, and then do your reclaim and all that, and that should be it. That's what I've kind of gathered from looking around. And I think we got our results here. Huh, cool. I could see this being pretty useful, honestly. Obviously, if you're going to have issues, like when we saw that all those edges around here, just typed in normal bias and then 10 and then fixed it. This is cool. We can actually pretty fun, I guess. So yeah, let's actually just download one more thing from Polygon and try that again for real. Let's go with textures. Do you have anything from like a sidewalk or something? Street? Something I downloaded before? Yeah, I'm gonna probably just go ahead and redo this thing for you guys if you ever want to do it. This was just me trying to see what I can do with it, and yeah, we got it to work. I'm actually kind of surprised. I got all these bricks here. Is that yeah, that looks like a material too, so that could be used as a decal. Yeah, let's just do metal corrugated iron here. So just download. I probably have it. Let's check. So we have metalness, which that's gonna make things a lot easier for us. Sure. Obviously, we're going to duplicate that. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. Just delete that. I'm just going to re-import that file in again. Whoops. Oh yeah, we got some maybe occlusion, roughness. Let's go here, and then finally, do you have a displacement? We have a displacement, metalness. Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff here. All right, so enable tessellation. So it's actually, since we turned off static lighting, you want to make sure that works. So you see that there. Let's do displacement. And let's see. Oh, well, that's gonna work. Probably not, but we'll see. Let's go with at least a 25. We may even increase that more, but we'll find out. Oh, wait, I'm in dumbass. Wait. I'm being stupid, guys. Sorry, I'm being stupid. Need to uncheck that. Probably won't make much of a difference. It's more of a roughness and metallic, but whatever. Let's go with that. Go with that. Okay. Let's go with normal. And finally, we're gonna go make sure roughness. That's probably your more important one. Ay. And metallic. There we go. So we'll import that. Whoops. Sure. Just pretend like we just made a new one here. Build nanite portal. Okay. Ah, okay. Interesting. All right. Yeah, that'll do. Very interesting. So, you got yourself a pretty decent medal. Huh. Hmm. Does Polyhaven have the same thing? Ooh. You got some displacement here? Is that a displacement? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Wow. Okay. Follow along. If anyone wants to, here it is. Try this out. So this is pretty easy. I'm gonna start off by going to Blender. So what you need to do is you go to Mesh, do Plane. Let's do 2. So 4 meters by 4 meters. So what you need to do is right click and then so go into edit, what's called edit mode. And then what you do is subdivide. And you want to do this quite a bit. So the more, I mean, to be honest, the more you subdivide, it's going to take a lot more memory, but you're going to have some detail. Hey, what's going on? So we can just do that. Yeah, don't do this for games because people hate you when you do this. Keep in mind this is a cinematics thing. You don't want to be like, oh, that's, I don't want to be mean, but I might as well. There was like a game or something that released on Steam a long time ago that got internet ridicule. And the funny thing is, it had like a shotgun that was like 12 million polys. So it got a lot of bad attention, which was kind of, it is what it is. So yeah, we just save that here. Call that rooftop subdivide. So you just drag that in, build nanite. What that's going to do is import all. And there we go. Rooftop subdivide here. And then what I'm going to do is try to get that material. So let's see. This might. Eventually, I'm gonna have to make something for. Let's go with. I'm gonna probably make it. If I didn't, I probably didn't. So I'll just call it Polyhaven. Let's see. Inclusion. Roughness metallic. IRM. Ambient occlusion, roughness metallic. And then we have, wait. No? Is there a displacement? What are you hiding, bud? Oh, you didn't have that. Oh, I see what you did there. Sneaky. Real sneaky. There we go. Just be careful where you click. They're really sneaky. I don't know. I don't trust it. No, we don't need roughness. Come on, get that out of here. Enable tessellation. Let's go with 25. And now we can officially do this one more time before I go to sleep. Ambient. Roughness. And metallic. We put in our normal. And finally, our diffuse. By the way, Polyhaven is free, so make sure. Will it work? Okay. It's sort of working. We just gotta extend it out a bit, but it's fine. Oh my goodness gracious. Maybe we should two-side this. Oh,
Sort of, but you'll have to make some adjustments. Oh. It wasn't as proficient, but probably not as in depth, but still. Still, the corrugated metal works out pretty well. See something from the decal. This would be pretty useful when I work on Red Strike next week. Probably be hosting some live streams on that. That'd be quite interesting. Anyway, hopefully I'll do it. That was just me messing around and seeing what I can come up with. I looked around for some forums. I have to find the forums or anything like that, but yeah, if anyone has any questions, let me know. Yep, Sky Girl will be out on the 23rd, I believe. So it should work out pretty well. Still quite impressive, I guess.